Protagoras was one of the great sophists. Now, the Sophistic Movement was a movement that was posited on the thought that individuals could have a life and create a life by way of cultivating certain kinds of skills. In particular, skills of being able to speak clearly and argue and outthink everybody else around you. The crucial thing with the sophists is that it was about certain kinds of individual skills, skills that you carried by yourself. Now, Protagoras had two really big ideas that ended up being very influential. One of them is that man is the measure of all things. Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, one of them is, one interpretation is a kind of relativism, that how we judge things is the criterion for whether or not they are or whether or not they aren't, what they are. But another idea behind Protagoras' man is the measure view is that in some ways the thing that we need to be figuring out is how we judge, how we think things through, how we agree on things, that we in fact are the measure for our purposes. And so being able to work out what we're doing when we make judgments is the crucial thing to being able to be a good sophist. Be able to work with others, to be able to get ahead in your life, is really one about being able to figure out how we make judgments. That leads us to Protagoras' second big idea. And it was that to every view, there's an opposing view. And Protagoras' thought is that there's no place where humans go. So long as we're the measure, there's no place that we go where there's not going to be disagreement, where somebody else is going to be like, yeah, not so much. And that's a big idea. But the second following feature of this is that that's not just the idea. Remember that the sophists were about acquiring skills. And the skill that Protagoras had in mind was the skill of being able to identify the multiple sides on any issue. Be able to say, I understand that side, and that the skill that he wanted you to be able to instill, he wanted to instill in his students, was to be able to, quote, make the weaker argument the stronger. Now, what's that mean? Being able to make the weaker argument the stronger, and that skill means being able to take any controversy and to be able to say, hey man, we're filming outside. To be able to say, I understand this controversy and I can understand where the other side is coming from. And I can be able to say their view better than anyone else has been able to say it. That's a unique kind of skill, and a skill of being able to deepen your understanding of every issue. Now, the crucial thing is that there's also a weird underbelly to this. And the underbelly worry is this underbelly that if everything's controversial, then nothing's easy. Then there are no clear truths. Then you might say everything's debatable, everything's negotiable. And if that's the case, it looks like all the clear and bright lines that we have for reality, for morality, are erased. And one worry about Protagoras is this reversion to relativism again. That if you can make the weaker argument the stronger, then who's to say anything? Then it's just about getting ahead. Then it's just about winning the next argument. That was Plato's worry about the sophists. But one of the crucial things is that even if Plato's right about the sophists still had a deep understanding of something. Controversy is something that follows human judgment everywhere. That we can't get away with it. I can't get away from it. Controversy is something that follows us everywhere. And being able to understand things appropriately requires that we be able to understand all the various perspectives on the controversy. It may in the end be that there's one right answer, but the path to it requires that we master all of the perspectives on it.